Hello everyone and welcome back to Town of Salem 2. In this video we are going to play as a cleric in All Any Fools mode. Hope you enjoy! Yes, I do Mythic Scroll Coroner because it's ST roll, if you know who to check. Six says, ah yes, my least favorite roll. Two says, same. Three says, to be honest, no one should kill anyone. We should just gamble. Thoughts? 10 says, I agree, murder bad. 12 says, agreed. 1 says, 6 is veteran then. Okay, let's go on favorite god sister. And I keep getting being 7 on the list, which is a little bit scary because players in the middle get often messed with. So I'd rather be on the top of the list or on the bottom of the list, not in the middle. Okay, nothing happened to 10. Nice. Oh, they killed the zombie guy. They were a seer. Why didn't they? They walked into a veteran. Okay, so the veteran is either 1 or 2. Let's write that down. And 11 got knighted. 5 says, rip seer. 11 says, oh, thanks. I say, oh, 7 seer. 3 says, STI who found someone. 4 says, token time. Their name is Gambler. 11 says, I didn't get a coin, dang. 3 says, do I even post? I say, TIs. 4 says, my votes. 12 says, no TIs. 4 continues, they're inverted. 3 says, okay guys, I'll pop out, I'm TI. Sheriff, Knight 1, 14, sus. 3 says, I found 14, sus. 1 says, okay, we hang 14. 14 says, don't need to self, I have defense. 6 says, 3, that's late as hell. 3 says, yes, I didn't want to post. One says, bro, werewolf can still kill you. 14. Six says, you found someone sus. 14 says, I am TP. Why are you hanging me? Four says, he said the words, guilty. 3 says, Thomas says, I have been really trusting a late posting sheriff. 3 says, said you are NA, NE, or Coven. 1 says, sorry, it's a 1-for-1 between you and sheriff. 1 says, well, 14 can be just anyway. Three says, I'm sorry, little one. 14 says, scrolls don't work. Three says, TPLO. 6 says, no, Lucky, and Lucky was the ritualist. I say, nice. 6 says, I'm gonna res you, trust. 1 says, he almost got to read me, damn it. Okay, so let's go on 3, because either they got lucky or they are confirmed sheriff. Anyways, they do need protection. Okay, so they didn't go for 3. Rest in peace to 2, the Plague Bearer. So they could be solo though, because they were mauled by a werewolf, and werewolf does break through basic defense. Or there could be several, and you don't know when werewolf hits them and not Coven. Rest in peace to 9, the Trapper. They were killed by the Coven. It would be very sad if I triggered the trap on 3. Because I think they trapped 3. I say, gambling time! and I can see and hear dead people. 1 says, if I didn't alert night 1, 8 was gonna push me. 3 says, I'm so sad for real. Night 2, 12, sus. I say, hi dead people. 2 says, hi. 13 says that they are the lookout. 12 says, I'm monarch. I say, any monarch CCs? 6 says, 3 smells like werewolf. 10 says, no CC on Mon, I trust 12. 9 says, I left a gift on someone. 3 says, no gonna lie, 10 getting checked tonight. 1 says, 13 should have seen monarch visit though. 10 says, wait, hold on. 4 says, it's anything random 11. 5 says, bam my vote. 10 says, 13 didn't see 12 at night 3 either. Wait a second, wait just a second. They didn't see me on 3 either? You only saw 9? What? Twelve says, hello, I'm Monarch, Sheeptown getting played. No one else is CCing Monarch. 13 and 3 are Cavern. I say 13 didn't see me on 3 either, so 13 is werewolf probs. 10 says, lookout is fake. I say, get lookout. 1 says, you know this. 6 says, we don't need werewolf tonight. 3 says, probably enchant a soul collector game, by the way, if it was ever real. 12 says, 4 and 5. 10 says, 13 is fake. Look at the splitters on 4. 3 says, I found Cavern. I say, slow on 13. 6 says, stop voting 13. 6 says, we don't need werewolf. 12 says, get 3, get 3. 6 says, votes on 13 are Cavern. 3 says, 12, stop tunneling. 3 says, get 13. Twelve says, you know this and get 3 here. 6 says, you know this, werewolf can't kill tonight, you idiots, hang a Cavern. 1 says, how do you know 13 is werewolf 6 then? 12 says, you know, and get 3. 10 says, it's not werewolf bro, it's wildling. Okay, and 6 says, trollers. 12 says, ton of evils. 1 says, good. 3 says, 12, you're tunneling, please take a breath. And this was a wildling, nice! 10 says, now 3, you're next. 6 says, ain't no way. I say, told ya they were fake. 2 says, rip fairy daddy. 1 says, everyone can whisper safely now. 12 says, 3, I'm leading town, brother. 13 says, thanks, booty flakes. The names are very funny in this lobby. Okay, so I think I should stay on 3. Oh wait, maybe 1, so that they can save the alerts. I don't know. We still need to do a VFA because I don't know what everyone is. 2 says, I thought I'd win Solar Plague when I get 6 infected first night. 3 says, 11, Eno. I say, gambling. Nice, I got a level of defense. 6 says, who was roblocked? 15 says, guys, I really need to pee. 13 says, yeah, thankfully I have 2 Cavern left. 11 says, I got attacked last night. I say, any R-beat. 12 says, who protected 11? 6 says, they did apparently. 5 says, since who? 11 says, I protected myself by going Oracle. 6 says, we need to find Werewolf. 10 says, 11 selfed. 12 says, all Oracles must hang. 13 says that it's 6 and 10. 1 says, Tarnation. 6 says, 1 about to get powerful defense. I say 13 says 6 and 10 are Cavern. 11 says, 12, don't be stupid. 6 says, yeah, because 13 is gonna out their Cavern. 3 says, do we believe 13 though? 10 says, lol, I got 13 hanged. Well, to be honest, 6 does defend the Wildling. 6 says, I'm pros, put me down. 2 says, rip Coven. 13 says, Flammery, I forgot about just a token. Ten says 3 is Knighted Evil, we need 3 here. I say 13 says Flammery, I forgot about just a token. 12 says your Coven dead is saying it's 6 and 10 in the chat. 3 says brother Chen, I'm real sheriff sadly. 10 says bro, I pushed 13 so hard, how could that be Coven? 2 says I was solo plague. 3 says wild work. 6 says you just guilty to pros. I say 2 claims solo plague. 1 says remember 13 is getting resurrected. Why? 3 says not sure why this mon isn't seeing 12. 1 says after that don't whisper. 5 says Doom, really? 3 says love Mao. And it's a party time. 6 says 13, no way they actually believed you, lol. 13 says lol. 1 says anyone silenced from token. 4 says party time. 13 says just makes chaos. 3 says I will check 10 tonight for the funny. I'm shielding 1. 6 says these people aren't very smart. 3 says surely Enchanter and Soul Collector doesn't go on 10, right? 4 says yeah, sorry 6, I'm dumb. 5 says bomb that apple. 12 says what the fuck is 4? 1 says remember to hang 13 tomorrow. And 13 got resurrected. Why couldn't they resurrect Sia? 6 says 13, I miss you. Rest in peace to 5 that Jester, they were mauled by a werewolf. 6 says bad werewolf. I say gambling time. 4 says I scored instead of plundered, tarnation my life. 3 says 10 Eno. 13 says hey everyone. 4 says 15 is a landlubber. I say party tonight. 3 says gambling. Yo, powerful defense sheriff. 13 says he wouldn't want to waste your time on me. Okay, so Pirate has veteran trapper and illusionist as their landlubbers, so 15 is an illusionist. 12 says my token gave us only 2 trials. 10 says so is 15 trap or veteran? 3 says okay, it's okay, we hang 13 by the way. I say get 13. 1 says guys, focus on 13. 12 says full claim please. I whisper to 12 cleric. 13 says gonna waste your time on me instead of gathering new info? 12 says will. 13 says 2 comes back tomorrow. Oh no. 13 says don't waste your time on him. 1 says let pirate plunder 15. 10 says oh my god, good point 13. Eno. 15 says I'm back guys. 1 says your presence make tongue cannot whisper 13. 11 says nah, guilty this. 3 says just plunder 15 tonight 4. Confirm them for us. 10 says, yeah, 15 didn't claim TK, so they just delude. 3 says, I wonder if I visit veteran with powerful defense, do I live? Surely, right? 10 says, let's find out, 3. 13 says, well, that was close. 4 says, yeah, you probably would. 3 says, nah, I'm checking 7, by the way, no trolling. 1 says, let's go. I say, who wants a TP? 1 says, anyone silenced from token? 4 says, okay, this time I plunder. 15 says, me. 3 says, TP on probably 4. since they want Pirate gone. Good point. 3 says Mont has defense. 10 says rooting for ya 4. 3 says I have powerful. And 4 was attacked last night. I have another just a token. Nice. Okay, so Soul Collector killed... Werewolf killed the Soul Collector. Then says Tarnation Wolf versus oh no, PB. So Plaguebearer was lying about being solo in the dead chat. And the Illusionist is down thanks to Pirate. Nice. Then says I was about to turn 2. Three says 7 Eno. 2 says Bootyflakes emerges from the ashes. 10 says did 12 knight 2 evils Lamau? I say okay, we get 2 here. 4 says get this pillion out of here. 3 says nah, he didn't knight 2 evils. I say also someone tried going for 4 last night. 2 says we get 4. Why leave Pirate in? 3 says should I gamble? Gambling. 10 says yeah, gamble 3. I say gambling time. Oh no, I silenced myself. 1 says let me use token once again. 3 says I can hear whispers again. 11 says how does Pirate not realize 1 is veteran? Okay, y'all don't use any gifts given to you, Lamau. 13 says they're wasting voting these guys out. They don't know who Werewolf is. 2 says could get info. Instead you try to kill Bootyflakes. 4 says 11. I have no defense. Why the Tarnation would I try to plunder when they probe good charges? 3 says 12 was rip 10. 2 says you cannot kill but can never die. 3 says chill. Three says, anyway, probably 7 or 10 next, their last coven if game doesn't end. 2 says, thank you for. 3 is coven. 3 outed ritualist, day 2. 10 says, how can you possibly think I'm coven? I outed 13. 3 says, yeah, 7 then. I say, I'm confirmed TP WTF. 3 says 4 plunder vet for us. 10 says 3 is fake still. Okay, I'm selfing. Do we have any claims? So, veteran, sheriff, pirate. I don't know what 10 is. And Soul Collector got resurrected. Are you kidding me? They keep hanging the same people over and over again. 5 says, not again, Soul Collector back. Rest in peace to 12, the monarch. They were mauled by a werewolf. I say, bruh, only evils get resurrected. That's insane. 4 says, oh my days, why we were reviving evils? And I got votes. Nice. 3 says, 6, Knight 6, 1 powerful defense anyhow. 1 says, who the hell have resurrection on 11? 3 says, I find werewolf since they're NK, I forgot. 1 says, 2 people got knighted somehow. 4 says, yeah. That's an effect. I said, I got mine from token. 11 says, 7, 10, 3, all evil, I think. 10 says, 7, knighted. 3 says, Soul Collector didn't transform, so... 10 says, 11 confirmed evil IMO. Why are we voting me? Okay, I posted my rule. 13 says 7 had defense. I say you are insane for voting confirmed cleric. Three says 4. Do you confirm this, by the way? 1 says, can 4 confirm at night 5? And he will try to say that I am not cleric. 10 says 13 says this had defense. 4 says I can confirm. 1 says I think this Eno this. I say see. 4 confirms. 3 says okay Eno. 3 says then 10 werewolf. Makes sense. 11 says get 10 or 3. 10 says we get 11. Soul collective with votes is dangerous. 11 says why would you get me when I can't do flammery? Oh, the hanging animation for fairies is so cute. 13 says they need to get werewolf instead of AC that can't do anything. Y'all are letting United Airbox stick around. That's dangerous AF. 2 says they aren't smart enough to do that. 3 says this is fine. We have Knighted Town. I say invincible defense. Soul Collector hasn't transformed. 11 says there are two other Knighted players. 10 says 3 is probably Coven. 3 found ritualist. 3 found ritualist. Three says why would I out and hard push 2 Coven? 4 says or they might be just 3 Coven. And this is a werewolf. 2 says so 3 is last Coven. 10 says 3 is for sure Coven. It's not. Oh, okay, let's bury 1. 13 says 3 is last Coven. They are attacking 1, hoping for no more alerts. You do realize I can see this chat, right? And I can go on 1 to prevent this. And 1 was attacked and I saved them. Nice! Oh my gosh, 11 got knighted as well. 1 says attacked by barrier saved me. 3 says yo pirate, leave the alert. 1 says well I didn't alert. 3 says oh cleric healed veteran. 1 says plus I have defense. I say okay so we need 11 gun. 3 says that makes more sense. 3 says correct, then game ends. 1 says let me use token once again. 3 says also gambling. I lost a level of defense. Did I have defense? 3 says yo guys I'm real sheriff. Can you believe it? 1 says fast vote on 11. Yep. 3 says why on trial by the way. Eleven says GG. 2 says this is waste to guilty. No, it's not. They're knighted twice. That's very dangerous. 13 says Coven is going to win. 3 says GG's. 11 you rip made. 12 go insane, by the way. 1 says well yeah. I know pirate wants to win. But I also have defense for token. 4 says 2 and 13 going off about 1 more Coven. Mao. 3 says we love you pirate. 11 says rip. 4 says I will check the loss with my head high. Not gonna lie. 13 says 4 doesn't know how to play I guess. 4 says no I do 13. 1 says good job Tom as veteran. I say GG's. there were only 6 down, which made the win hard, but the evils kept getting revealed and revived and revealed and revived. Here are all the roles that we've had in this game. Thank you so much for watching this video. Here are the ones that might interest you as well. And please like, comment and subscribe to help this channel grow and get more Salem videos.